Welcome back to Face the Nation. We continue our conversation with President Obama, picking up where we left off, talking about Hillary Clinton. You built a team at the beginning, and you were really clear about transparency.
Yeah.
You were going to change the White House and be transparent to send a message to the country who felt let down by people.
Right.
She sent an email server that was neither in the spirit or the letter of that transparency. That's no small thing based on what you told everybody about transparency at the beginning.
Right. And I think that she would acknowledge she made a mistake. But what I also think is true is that if you've been in the public eye for decades at the highest levels of scrutiny, folks are going to find some mistakes you make. I've made mistakes. I don't know any president or public official at her level who aren't going to look back and say, I should have done something like that differently. But what I would also say is that the consistency with which she has devoted her life to trying to make sure that kids get health care and a good education, and that families are getting a fair break if they're working hard, and that America upholds its best traditions of foreign policy. On the big stuff, she's gotten it right.
But if you make mistakes, you got to admit them quick and come clean.
Well,
you said that about the Reverend Wright. You said afterwards, you said, you know what, we learned. You got to get this done, and you got to.
Yeah. Ultimately, government is a human enterprise. None of us are perfect, and this job, by definition, leader of the free world, president of the United States of America, the most powerful country and wealthiest country and most influential country in the history of the world, it's a big job. And it has gotten more and more complicated, and the speed and the pace at which you're moving is different. And if you think about, now that we know our history about the errors of even our greatest presidents, of FDR or JFK or Ronald Reagan or Harry Truman, then what you realize is that ultimately each of us who occupy this office, including me, are going to, in some ways, in some areas, fall short of the ideal. And I promise you, if you occupy this job long enough, you're acutely aware of it. You're painfully aware. There isn't a day where I don't say to myself, I wish I could have done this just a little better. I wish I could explain to the American people this issue just a little bit more effectively. I wish that I had some perfect scheme that could bring about an end to the crisis in Syria quicker, so that because I'm seeing the consequences of events that are unfolding all around the world. But what keeps you going is the fact that you're doing your best, that you have put together a team of people that could not be working harder or be smarter or more effective. And what you also know is that at the end of the day, our democracy works because it's not reliant just on one person, but it's a process of self-government where we're all involved in making things a little bit better.
FDR